Look up at the sky and imagine that out there, billions of miles away, there is something spinning 700 times every second, something that a star left behind. But it is still giving off light, and that light is so regular, so sharp, so much like a clock, that when scientists first caught it, they thought, an alien civilization is sending us a signal. In Cambridge, in 1967, a young doctoral student saw this signal at her desk and wrote, in small letters on the page, LGM. The meaning, Little Green Men. Today, I'm going to tell you about one of the most tightly compressed, fastest spinning, most confusing objects in the universe, pulsing neutron stars, or pulsars, the lighthouses of space. First, let's set the scene. A star with 8 to 25 times the mass of the Sun is reaching the end of its life. This star has existed for tens of millions of years, balancing its outer layers against its own weight. Then its fuel runs out. The nuclear furnace inside goes out, and that enormous outer shell can no longer find anything to hold on to. In a tiny fraction of a second, it collapses inward. Then it explodes. So bright that a single one of these explosions can give off more light than the entire galaxy it sits in. What is left behind? A ball just 12 miles wide. But inside this ball, the mass of 1.5 suns is squeezed in. The matter is compressed so tightly that atoms are no longer atoms. The electrons have been pushed inside the protons, and all that is left are neutrons. The whole star is acting like one giant atomic nucleus. Okay, but where does the lighthouse part come in? Right here. During this collapse, something happens. As the star shrinks, it begins to spin faster. Just like an ice skater speeds up by pulling her arms in, the physics is the same. A star that used to take a month to spin once, when squeezed into a 12-mile sphere, begins to spin hundreds of times every second. The fastest pulsar ever recorded spins 716 times per second. How fast does your kitchen blender spin per second? It can't even come close. The magnetic field of an object spinning this fast also becomes incredibly strong, 1 trillion times stronger than the Earth's. Out of these magnetic poles, radio waves and high-energy particles burst out in 2 thin beams, just like the rotating lamp at the top of a lighthouse. If one of these beams happens to sweep across the Earth, and it doesn't have to, but sometimes, by chance, it does, our telescopes pick up signals at incredibly regular intervals, sharper than a watch. Some pulsars are precise enough to compete with atomic clocks. NASA is even thinking about using pulsars as natural GPS satellites to determine the position of spacecraft on deep space missions. The galaxy's own navigation system, running on the lights spun by stars left behind. Jocelyn Bell Burnell was the name of that 24-year-old doctoral student who caught the first pulsar signal. The signal was so regular that even her advisor at first thought it was a joke or some kind of malfunction. But Jocelyn insisted. She checked, and she found other pulsars in other regions. What came out of it was one of the most extreme laboratories in the universe. The irony is this. The Nobel Prize was later given for this discovery, but not to Jocelyn, to her advisor. When Jocelyn talked about this in later years, she was not bitter. She just said one thing: science is bigger than awards. What pulsars have taught us is far beyond any award. We tested Albert Einstein's theory of general relativity using a pair of pulsars. As 2 neutron stars rotate around each other, they create such ripples in space and time that those ripples match, exactly, the equations Einstein wrote down 100 years earlier. The Hulse-Taylor pulsar, discovered in 1974, was the first indirect proof that gravitational waves exist. That, too, brought a Nobel. This time, to the right people. If you could step onto the surface of a pulsar, which you couldn't because the gravity would tear you apart, atom by atom, you would be shorter than half an inch. The gravity is 200 billion times stronger than Earth's. If you fell from the height of a matchbox, your speed would reach 7 million miles per second. These stars are everywhere in space. It is estimated that in our Milky Way alone, there are hundreds of thousands of them, quietly spinning, quietly shooting out their beams. Most of them never sweep in our direction. But once one of those beams is turned toward the Earth, it pulses for tens of thousands of years, with the same rhythm, with the same precision. Throughout your lifetime, throughout the lifetimes of your children, throughout the lifetimes of the grandchildren of your grandchildren. Maybe right now, while you are watching this video, in some corner of the sky, a pulsar is looking right at you, sending its signal. You just don't hear it. See you in the next video. Goodbye.